All right, Sahar, you know how the drill goes with success stories. You have been on many success stories before. So this is your turn. This is your spotlight, I should say. So please introduce yourself and your education. How did you go through what you had to go through to get to the job? And most important, what I wanted to go in detail is your interview process, because we have a lot of success stories from different folks, and the folks on the call are little new to pharmacovigilance, I should say. So I want you to stress on your interview process, interview in detail, what questions were asked and how did you answer them. Those kind of things more important than anything else. Please take over.
Yeah, no, thank you. And hello, everyone. My name is Sahar. I'm excited to share my journey with you all today. I am basically a PharmD graduate from Pakistan, and after graduating, I worked as a pharmacist for 2 years before I transitioned into the pharmaceutical industry. So I spent almost 2 years working as a pharmacist, and then after that, I spent almost 3 years working in the pharmacovigilance department at Novartis, back and only in Pakistan, where I gained valuable experience, in the industry as a safety operations. So after moving to United States, due to my marriage, I started exploring new opportunities here, career opportunities in the field of pharmacovigilance. And soon I realized, the challenges of breaking into the industry without having any local experience. I was, unsure of how to navigate the job market here. So that's when I came across MediPharmSolutions and, their drug safety and pharmacovigilance program. And to be honest with you guys, it turned out to be a game changer for me. After completing the program last year, I successfully landed at a role in pharmacovigilance department here in the United States. I will talk a little about how the program, helped me before I tell you about the questions and the interview process. So I think the program kind of like provided me with a comprehensive understanding of the U.S. regulations of case processing, safety database management that is used in the PV departments. Beyond technical knowledge, it also prepared me for interviews. One of the biggest advantages of the program was its practical approach, hands-on experience with the safety database management. Like today, you guys were going through the Argus software itself. So I think that really helped me, hands-on experience with that really helped me, and gave me confidence to communicate effectively during the job interviews. Guidance on technical concepts, commonly asked questions for the interviews and how to basically present myself and, present my experience during those interviews. And for those of you who are starting out, I definitely encourage you, to make the most of this opportunity. Participate actively during the lectures, ask as many questions as you can, because this course definitely opened doors for me, and I'm sure it will open doors for you guys as well. If I talk about my interviews, so I did this program last year, and right after completion, I started applying. And I think I applied for like new multiple job opportunities, and I would get interview calls, and there would be first round, second round, even sometimes I would qualify for third rounds as well. And the most common questions those interviews would be introduction questions, talk to, walk us through your resume, tell us about your background, your experience. There would be technical questions in during the second and third rounds as well. And I think Dr. Abhishek and, all the other mentors will tell you, what kind of technical questions are asked. But if you want me to go over all the technical questions that were asked to me, I can, share some of the examples if Dr. Abhishek, you would like that. I do
Please.
have some written with me.
Yeah, please
Okay.
give us the cheat sheet. Maybe your company.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I would note down everything after my interviews, what kind of questions were asked, that really helped me with all the other, next interviews as well. So, again, starting off with would be, experience, background, um, what do you know about pharmacovigilance? What is the role of PV in, how do you perform data entry? What kind of, what is like the difference between clinical trials and post-marketed products? What is case narrative? How would you write? Sometimes they would also ask, give you like a scenario and tell you, give you like a case study and tell you to like a write a case narrative. How do you do quality review of the cases? All those like technical questions. Basically, they're like very basic questions, but sometimes we don't know how to answer them. And when you use like the right terminology for those question answers, I think that's the way to win the hearts for those managers. So all the questions are pretty much basic, but basically you just go through all the like the core modules, like the module one, two, three, which are the core modules. If you go through them thoroughly and just even before the interview, if you go through them, they really help. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Sahar. Um, Before I ask you any questions, guys, if you have, last time we were here more than an hour. I have not tried to repeat that. So please, if you have any questions for Sahar, please put in the chat for me. Please use the chat feature rather than asking. Most of the questions might be repetitive. I'll take the questions, I'll try to moderate it. So we'll get out of this call on time. So, Seher, one of the thing that I wanted to, kind of elaborate on with you is, you were you applying for jobs in November and December as well?
I was, yeah. Although it's like holiday season and we do have this mindset, that people are not hiring, but I was consistently applying even during my, holiday season. And some of the companies were actually hiring during the holiday season. They would interview before the holiday season. So, you can start up like early year, next year, like in January, basically. So I was consistently applying, yes.
Okay, and what is the position? What is the title you got hired for?
It's pharmacovigilance specialist.
Okay, got it. And the other thing is, do you think from January you're seeing a spike in the jobs in PV?
Absolutely, yes. So I think I finished my course last year, later in the summertime, and then that's when I started applying. Initially, I mean, there weren't many opportunities, or maybe I wasn't performing as well as good, but this year, definitely, I see a lot of more opportunities opening up. Yeah.
So, did you rely just on LinkedIn and Indeed, or were you applying on individual company websites as well?
Multiple. So I use most of the like directly on the websites, LinkedIn, Indeed, all these like job profiles. Yeah.
Yeah. So, were there recruiters calling you and ghosting you at times?
Yeah, I mean, there would be days when, recruiters would call you, like 10 recruiters will call you for like one job position only, and you kind of like get like overwhelmed as well. And then there will be days when nobody will call you, and maybe they'll call you, they'll submit your application and profile and everything, and then there's no response from them. So the key is don't get disheartened, keep applying, keep applying. That's the key, like one day you're gonna hear from them. And as long as you like get interviews, I think that's the practice key there, right? You need to you're not gonna land on the job on like the first interview round only. You need like multiple practices and rounds as for it. Yeah.
Awesome. Is this the remote or hybrid?
It's 100. Oh, so initially they wanted hybrid, but now they made it 100% remote, which absolutely works for me. Yeah.
You have kids, that's why, right?
No.
Not yet. Okay. I did
Yeah.
not know. Sorry. So the other thing I have for you, which might help everyone, is you kind of covered very well about the questions and the modules and all those things. Um, you had some experience with PV in Novartis in Pakistan, right?
Yeah.
And
Correct.
I I do believe, talking to you before enrolling in the program, I told you like this is what we do. And even though you had some experience outside of US, what made you enroll in the program, even though you kind of know a lot of this subject?
So yeah, I knew the subject, but again, when I moved here to US, the regulations were kind of a little different, right? So I think that really helped me. And then I think I just needed to like polish and work on my skills and into a lot of like interview practice, like hands-on experience on interview practice, basically.
Awesome. Um, I don't have any questions on the chat. Oh, I do. Um, how long did it take to get your job? Like from the point you started applying towards the end of summer, I believe. So how long did it take?
So I want to say roughly about like 5-ish months, because November, December was a very slow season. Even like the entire like last year was very slow. But I want to say roughly about like 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
with
because, there were like 2 months of holiday season. And then right up when I started applying this year in January, and now, I'm already, part of this group now. Yeah. So I want to
I
say four or
believe,
five months.
yeah, I believe the right timeline that I also think for most students is to be practical, at least give yourself 2 months, minimum 2 months. With the market
Yeah.
is really good and you're hearing back from the recruiters and things are happening, you will see it. I mean, like I am on LinkedIn, I am on, as I was talking to the students earlier, we will see the pulse of the market on a weekly basis. I know there are a lot of positions opening up, and there's a lot of, I would say the right word is, I hear a lot of noise. From that noise comes out all these positions. So at least 2 months is a minimum time that you need. And don't expect miracles. The first month. I mean, there are students who got a job in the first month itself. It's not like we don't have examples. But again, I would say shoot for a long term perspective so that you kind of will get the result in a timely fashion. Now, did you?
Yeah, right after, I mean, completing my course, and once my resume was on those job boards, I started getting calls from recruiters and interviews, at least for the first round, or, just with the hiring managers. So I was just happy about that, at least I get to interview. So that's like an achievement itself. So yeah.
So I'll randomly, I mean, I'll take the questions from here in the order that I received. Did you use any outside resources like books or anything to help you with the interviews? Any other books?
No, no, not at all. I just, went through all the core modules. I would make my own notes during the lectures, that were provided by these mentors here at Medipharm Solution. No other books would use. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe
No.
you can use ChatGPT a little, but no, no books needed.
Don't use ChatGPT. Okay, that's a different story. I have a guy who does ChatGPT emails, and I emailed him today. Please don't use ChatGPT. People know it. Use your
Yeah,
common.
there's a way to use that, right? I mean, you gotta be smart with it.
I mean, if you question me with ChatGPT, I better answer you back with ChatGPT.
Right.
All right, cool. So, do you have any other questions in the interview other than the subject? Any behavioral questions, anything that you can think of?
Yeah, sometimes they would ask you, since I had like some background and experience before, so they did ask me about like if there were any challenges that I faced during at my last job. They would ask some behavioral questions as well. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. How was your first week at your job? I know your start date is on Monday, so
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
the
So
weekend.
this is, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Enjoy your
it's a
last
little,
weekend.
yeah, yeah. It's the orientation week basically right now. They're just telling me about all their SOPs and regulations and everything. So it's going great. Yeah, I'm very happy about it. Yeah.
How many interviews did you give to get this job?
I want to say like like four initial interviews, but for like two of them I did qualify, but I had to relocate. But I couldn't relocate to those states, so I had to say no for them. So I did like get those opportunities, but I want to say like 4 to 5.
Awesome. How many rounds of interviews were done? Okay, how many rounds of interview did you do to get this job?
So this one had 3 rounds.
Okay, one was a hiring manager.
So the initial is always with the recruiter or with the HR person, and then the second is with the hiring manager, and then sometimes they'll have like two hiring managers maybe, or they'll introduce you to the team. So yeah, 3 rounds altogether.
So technically 2 rounds. Technical rounds are 2 rounds.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I always say this, just to cover this. The first round is just to make sure you're a qualified candidate. That is HR round.
Yeah.
The second
Mm-hmm.
hiring manager is to test your knowledge. And the third is the panel round that you just to make sure you are a team player and not a psychopath. So these are the
Yeah.
three objectives basically. Um, I don't have any more questions. I know. Thank you for coming on the call. I wish you the best. I know that there are a lot of opportunities for you out there. not just where you are, but I think it is conducive for you with your
Yeah.
family and all those things to go to a, a company that is close to your house, I believe, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, yes. No, thank you for having me on this call, and I wish you all the best in your journey. And the key is, just participate in these classes. Don't be like a don't. I mean, I would never be on videos, but I think I learned my lesson. Be on videos, ask as many questions as you can, and participate as much as you can.
Awesome. Beyond videos is the core, is the moral of the.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, guys. Thank you, Sahar. Thank you so much. I wish you the best. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.